Hello everyone, welcome to Connors of Spirit Tier 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis, and we're here in Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And guess what? It's raining. Lewis is in the commentary box with me. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all good, bro. It's nice to be back again. We've been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I missed the first one, and you were off ill, last week. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's good back to normality. Yeah, very well, thanks.
Yep, back to normal again. We've got 19 people in. We would have had a full grid, but apparently Danny Boy can't receive any invites. Or maybe he is receiving invites, but he can't join the lobby. So, yeah, problems on his part. Is that Lil
Oh,
Spark or Marina? That's Lil Spark. Lost it. First victim, Roland Curb. You love to see it. It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
And I think
it is
Roland, he could be in the chat as well. You love to see it. Spot is in the chat. Spot, happy birthday, mate.
And do we have a new Dan said there's a new corner named, isn't there?
Yeah, there's
Around
a
here.
new corner name. The last corner was the. I'm gonna get it now. Because apparently
With Stumpy.
Stumpy, yeah, he let's see. Apparently Stumpy caused some mayhem. Final corner is now known as the Stumpsy Sling. After they cursed two drivers there last night. Okay. So the Stumpsy
Love
Sling.
it.
Fair enough. So we know that one. So we're going on board with Lil Spark. The corner he goes to now, this is the Stumpsy Sling. You love to see it. And Roland Curb is the one after the very fast left-hander.
Right, so halfway through, it is raining, light rain. Do we know what the forecast is for the race?
Race is overcast, so
Okay.
no specialties on that part.
Yeah, so obviously everyone's going to be on dry setups. And in fact, there's some people in the pit lane.
On mediums, yeah, because it's gonna dry up towards the end of the session, but only overcast conditions. So I don't know if the track will dry up soon enough for people to go out on slicks. But Team Stumpsy has it ready, so they will at least anticipate on the situation. We've got Hasmania currently on pole position with a 126.5, and Jack Hawkey is following him with a 127.1.
Ooh!
Has improves to a 126.3, and Mazza is out.
Was that final corner? Lost
No,
rear end.
Stumpsy Sling.
Yeah.
But Matty says it's turn 11, and because I did the hot lap, I know that the last turn is turn 14. So turn 11 is, well, obviously before that. But
That's the left and right hander, isn't it?
yeah, that's
Or-
probably why it's
that means
called the Stumpsy Sling, because it's
Yeah,
left
that makes
right,
sense.
left right, left right. But let me get it up on, because now I need to. Hungary F1 track map.
Yeah, Bama.
I need
he
to
lost
find
the front
turn
wing.
11. Yeah, turn 11 is the fast right-hander at the end
Yeah.
of sector 2. So it's
Yeah.
like turn 10, 11. That's the Stumpsy Sling. Okay. So it's then with the wrong information. Disappointing.
Boo. We got another person out now, and that is in the pit
Blaze.
entry. That's Blaze. Yeah, okay. And one thing, I'm sure we've done this before. I'm sure we've had a Hungary qualifying that we've commented on where it's dried out. I'm sure we've done a tier 3, so it's like it's happening again here.
Deja vu.
It is deja vu, or I'm just making it up, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. But yeah, it's early days. If it is going to dry out, the track is already naturally drying because there's more cars going along at speed around here. You can see the drier, darker part of the circuit, which shows less water on the surface, and it does make a big difference with grip level.
Ooh,
That's
Jimmy James almost lost it at Stumpy Sling. But he saved it. It's a really tricky corner because, like, missing the apex is a very common thing, but running wide will immediately invalidate your lap time, and it's also very tricky on the back end. So you need to have a stable setup to get yourself through that second sector, but you don't want it to be too stable as you want to have some straight line speed for the start finish straight, because that's where you want to make your move. Otherwise, on this track, it's so hard to overtake. You need to have a little bit of straight line speed to do it going into turn 1, or maybe with a good exit going into turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a hard track. It's really difficult to overtake. We've seen it in real life, and yeah, it's not nothing different on this game. So yeah, let's see what people are running in the race. Normally this is Jay Prentice's territory, where he's just running two rings around this track. Excuse me. We've got Bama off. There's a few timers already. 3 people lost it already.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jamie James onto the grass once again.
It's very tricky conditions right now, because it's at that point where you can go relatively quick for these, considering it's wet, but then it's more on a knife edge, where if you lose that back end, it's just so hard to get it back, because it will snap on you, or you just spin off anyway.
Yeah.
What
happened to driver number 20? Yeah, he has problems joining the lobby, so that's why we've got 90 people in, but hopefully he can get it fixed before the race and he can actually join through qualifying, but we'll have to wait and see as Jamie James goes provisional pole position with a 1:26.2, a tenth quicker than Hasmania in P2, so they are looking quite competitive. Oh, and Jack has left the session, hopefully no connection issues on his part. Oh, and Dan improves to P4. I just wanted to go on board with him. 1:27.2 for Dan. He's always the one reliable in these kind of conditions. He loves it. He loves a bit of rain. You can clearly see why.
Yeah, really good time. The Rainmeister. Dan, that's really good position. That would be by far, I think, his best qualifying position this season. Might be wrong. There's a Ferrari going slow at the end of sector 1. I think it might have had an off. Yeah. So, and someone's got ahead. Who is that?
Yeah,
is that
Real Johnny.
Right.
Who's been a reserve driver for tonight.
Lovely job.
Really on board with Saigate, Roland Curve. Negotiates it very well. How many victims are we gonna see at Roland Curve? Get your predictions in the chat. I'm gonna go for at least 2.
I think Jamie's going to improve his time here, and he does.
And he does. 4/10 now the gap between him and P2 Hasmania, with 6.5 minutes to go as we go on board with Saigate through Stamschi Sling on towards sector 3. Looking like quite a decent left from Saigate, missing a little bit of the apex on the right hand. There's Haley with tires as well.
That's in the pit entry.
Oh, he did a dressage. Let's see, can we actually see it?
Oh, it's not the pit entry, sorry. It's, but it's literally, he must have lost the back end of the final turn, and he's hit the inside wall. So, a few people getting caught out. This track is tough. It's a very, for a race circuit, it's kind of got a street track feel to it. In fact, it's not the widest of circuits, and very, corners just come at you quick and fast.
Oh yeah, 100%. Saigate is surrounded, he improved to P9. He's surrounded by retired people.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one as well. We're still waiting for Max, Toespel, Tichy, Stampy and Clausen to put in a lap. They're probably waiting for the dry period. Well, it stopped raining, but the track is still not dry enough for slicks.
Yeah, it's definitely stopped raining like you say, but depends on how quickly this will dry out. Jamie James is still improving, so the indication is it is getting quicker. How many minutes have we got left?
On my screen, we've got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So
it's going to get to that point where a lot of people are going to start to pit, so they don't want to get caught out. Dan is still staying out. He must be on a better lap.
It's a tricky one, this, because you really are taking a big risk of the track not drying up quick enough. It looks like it, but we've seen a lot of situations where the track looks dry and it isn't, and where the track looks wet and it isn't. So it's really hard to predict. People are probably switching between wets and dries to see the delta on their monitor to see when it's time for dries. And it's just waiting for the guys who are now in the pits to come out on slick tires, because that it's the point where we know it's dry enough. And there goes Lil Spark into the wall and another retirement.
They're dropping like flies, and again, it's because this track's getting pretty quick now, and also maybe because of the fast left-right handers. That sector 2, you generate a lot of heat, and maybe the rear end just starts to give up by the time you get towards the end of the lap. It's still wet, but it's not. It's more damp than anything.
Yeah.
But it still looks wet at the moment. 3 minutes 39, 38 to go. DRS enabled though.
Oh, that is normally the indication.
Sign. Yeah, I'm guessing this track's going to start drying out very quickly. Jamie James still out on intermediates.
Yeah, he was down on his time in sector 1, and he's definitely not gonna improve on this one, but he's got very quick hands and he saved it.
Yeah. What time to be on board? That was very well. It's one of those where it gets makes your heart pump a little bit faster. But like I say, great recovery. Didn't even go off the track. But yeah, it keeps you alert. Fortunately for him, though, he has got a healthy lead, but he wants to stay out. He don't want to be retiring, especially if the track does dry.
And we've got Jack Hawkey out on track, and he's on slicks. Soft tires on the Red Bull. He's going very slowly though, so definitely not getting those tires up to temperature, but it seems like it's the right choice. It's Stitchy and Stumpy going out on track as well. They're on their out lap. So yeah, I think it's definitely time, but they need to as well, because there's not much time left.
Yeah, so maybe they're thinking the mediums, so they can do a couple of laps, and also take advantage of starting on the medium.
Exactly, because maybe some people are not gonna make it. They will have one shot, or maybe two, but not many more than that. So if people keep invalidating their lap time, and if they can get into the top 10 on those mediums, they're in for a brilliant strategy. For the race, especially because it stays dry for the race, so unless safety cars are gonna mess with their strategy, they're on for a really good result.
Now I don't get Jack. Jack's done a really slow out lap, and in fact the Alphas are starting to catch up on him, and they're on their out laps as well. They're trying to deliberately get heat. So it's got enough a gap though. Yeah, they are deliberately trying to set a gap for themselves. Here we go then, the first runners. Jack, I think, is the first one on the soft, and it's dry. This track is dry.
Let's see how much he's gonna gain through sector 1. Already gaining a lot of time. You can just see on exit how much quicker he can go onto the throttle. No problems whatsoever, not any oversteer, so it's completely dry. Sector 1 improving by almost 3 seconds. Yeah,
he's unreal.
But this is the moment now where they need to keep it within the white lines, because if you're gonna invalidate your lap time now, it's game over.
Yeah, very crucial times. Be interesting to see what the medium runners are like, as the McLaren off turn 1, and there's an Alpha as well. An Alpha went off. But I think it was Titchy. Here we go, coming towards the line. Final turn, 6 seconds. This will be their final attempts. Jack is going to cross the line on provisional pole. It is a 1:16.1.
And the flag is out.
Stumpy on the softs is way slower.
How is there a flag behind? Okay. There's a flag
Weird, yeah.
behind Jack Hawkey, but not behind Stumpy. We'll cross the
Yeah.
finish line later, but it's something to do with later on in this session. We've got Jimmy James still on his outlap, and I assume he's not gonna be late, so we are ahead as always.
Maybe he is. He's in the pits.
Oh, he goes into the pits.
Oh, now it
Yeah,
goes.
Jimmy James with the finish. Ooh.
Yeah, check a flag. Yeah, you have to check a flag. So he's missed the boat because that's been taken over by the AI. I'm sure it has. Yeah, that's AI. Charlie invalidated. Trying to see who else is coming along. There's
Pitchy
McLaren.
invalidated.
Max is up to P3. Clausen's P2. Dan's P3 on the medium.
Dan on the medium P3. Brilliant call from him. We've got two spell now. At beginning of
And
sector
Johnny.
3, Real Johnny improves with a 1:16.0. Is anyone gonna beat this lap time?
Dumpy's looking quick. P3.
Oh, two spell with a lot of understeer in the second to last corner. I don't know what happened there. On towards the line, just set a lap time. He is gonna put it up into PA on the mediums as well. Hasmania takes pole position with a 1:15.7. And that's it.
Marina.
Or Marina. Oh, P2.
Just.
1:15.7 as well.
That's it. That is very close. But look what happened to Jamie James missing out. He's at P11.
P11, he needs to do some comeback.
Yeah, and all those people that crashed as well. You know, they're right down it. Titchy will be kicking himself because he was the guy who crashed at Roland Curve, and therefore he's P18.
Yeah, and he
Bama.
invalidated the run after.
Yeah. Yeah, Bama at the back of the grid as well.
There we see it. Going out as late as possible is definitely gonna benefit you, because here we have it, only 12 thousandths of a second between Hasmania and Marina, but Hasmania takes pole position. Marina P2 with Real Johnny P3 on his debut here in Tier 3, really well done. Jack Hawkey P4, Stampy P5, Saige P6, Klause P7, Dan P8, Max P9, two spell, rounds off the top 10. Jimmy James P11, Charlie P12, Lil Spark P13, Blaze P14, Hilly P15, Mazza P16, Shane P17, Ditchy P18 and Bama P19 without a lap time, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, that's the biggest gap I think we've had this season for qualifying, and we thought this was a competitive grid. But in all seriousness, the big difference is the mediums. The mediums were a lot slower, and that was the only thing with those guys trying to be on the medium. Tyre temp is so crucial in those conditions that a soft advantage just gets magnified even more. So, but Dan will still be happy. A couple of those guys who have got in the top 10, they will be starting on the better race tyre, really. The soft obviously doesn't last that long, and it does make you have to drag out that hard compound, because you have to. It has to be soft. Can you do a soft medium round here, or is it only soft hard?
I think if you push it, yeah, then you can do it.
Right.
Oh, I have to correct, by the way. It's not Real Johnny his first race, it's his third race in EU3. Apologies for my part. But yeah, you saw it, big differences in tire. Normally there is already a difference between the soft and the medium, especially around the track where grip is really important. But now, like Lewis mentioned, with the tire temps, that difference is gonna be even bigger. But three guys inside the top 10 on mediums, so they've got everything to play for. Top 7 is on softs, and of course everyone outside the top 10 is free to choose on whatever tire they want to start on. But I assume it's either gonna be mediums or hards, but we can see it in every second now. There we can have it. So tires, we've got Ditchy who goes on softs to start the race on outside the top 10, and we've got Hilly and Mazza on hards. Everyone outside the top 10 are on mediums, and like I've mentioned before, top 7 is on softs. Prediction, Lewis, who's gonna be your top 3 for today?
I'm going to go for. I mean, Haz and Marina are in very good positions. With Jamie well down the order, so I'm going to go with Haz P1, Marina. Yeah, put Marina 2, and maybe even we'll get something like Jammy getting a P3. I think there's going to be safety cars, and I think that could work out. He's on the better tyre, so I think if he's got the pace, I think Jammy could be P3. So I'm going to have Marina and Jammy for the top 3.
Fair enough. Jimmy James, he is gonna show us how strong he is once again. I'm gonna go P1 Jimmy James. We're gonna go Stumpy P2 and then P3.
That's a nice one. That's a nice. I like that. That's a.
If that happens, if my prediction is correct, I give away a sub to someone in the chat.
Such a nice guy. There we go. Ready for 35 laps of what should be a very interesting race. A mixed grid. People where they aren't really, deserve to be on pace. So we should see some great overtaking in the early stages. And how are those guys on the softs going to be? How competitive will they be around here? It's been a while since we raced at Hungary, and we haven't raced in this game, so look forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. Can't wait for it to start. Waiting for 5 red lights and waiting for the glitch, as always. 5 red lights are out, so we're waiting for Hasmania to get this Hungarian Grand Prix underway, and away we go with a really good start for Hasmania, a really good start for Marina as well. Real Johnny is having a little look, no he's not. Marina has to go the long way around. Hasmania defends the inside. Here comes the Aston Martin down the inside. There's side by side going into turn 2, but Marina gets in front. Yes he does. No big collisions from what I can see. Good start. Oh, is that Marina going around the outside? No he's not. Good start and we're on the way.
Yeah, all clear so far.
Oh, no clear! Big chaos. Oh, it's Tichy. And Jimmy James. Oh, there goes my prediction.
Oh, you say that. It's virtual safety car. Did he get any damage? The Williams got damage, and I was going to say, commentator's curse. Straight away.
Nothing happened. Corner after.
It's all clear. No, it wasn't even corner. It was like, it's all, as I was finishing the sentence, and then they were like, yeah, joke's on you, Lewis. Crash. Looking at looking on the broadcast, everything seems fine on the wings on Jammy James. The TAS, let's have a look.
A quick mention from Matty. Oh no, I've just had major PTSD to that crash, and I exactly know what happened, because that was where. Am I gonna say it? I think I'm gonna say it. This is that's exactly the crash which cost Matty his championship.
Oh yes, of course. So sorry. Let's bring that back.
You were way too happy about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking at damage. Where are you? Jammy James. So Jammy, he's got no damage. He got away with that somehow.
Ooh.
He spun and there's no damage reported, so he's fortunate that it turned into a full safety car. We have a few people. We have had a few people pit. Bama, Blaze now on the hard tyre.
Yeah, Stampy, Klause, Hilly, Bama and Blaze all pitted. With
Dan
only Bama and Blaze on hards. Yeah, Dan with a really good start up into P5. Really well done by him.
And really, this works better for the medium runners than the guys who are on the softs, because the soft guys want to make the most of the beginning, those first few laps. But right now, they're being neutralised, and yes, okay, they can extend their strategy a little bit longer, which might help them be able to definitely get soft to mediums to work. But at the same time, they're losing the laps they had a clear pace advantage. So when they do pit, the field is still going to be much more close together than they would have been had it not been an early safety car. So in some ways, it might help them with being able to extend the stint, but at the same time, it's kind of keeping the race neutral for too long for them. But I'm sure there's going to be many twists and turns in this race. So probably got another lap left of this safety car before we go back to green.
Yep. Yeah, you've mentioned it pretty well, mate. Pretty well. We've got Saige into the pits.
Yeah.
So he's had enough of those softs. He is going to do a different strategy. Let's see on what tire. I assume it's going to be mediums.
Two-stopper?
Yeah, mediums for Saige. So at least he's done the tire management route.
Behind.
Switch it to a different
also.
compound. Yeah, Bama also. They're definitely not going to make it on those mediums. So
no.
That's a interesting call, but never know. Maybe it's going to pay off. Maybe they're gambling on another safety car. Or maybe they are going to make it. You never know.
Well, I think that strategy is for, like you say, a safety car, personally. Yeah. So like you're not going to be able to do it a medium all the way to the end or be competitive. But if there was to be a safety car, then that definitely works, because then obviously you've got that track position from being on a competitive tyre, and then everyone will want to, especially if the safety car's towards the end, everyone's going to want to go back on the soft anyway. So it's not bad thinking. But for Saigate, I kind of don't get it. Saigate was already in a good position. I think he should have kept on that soft tyre personally, because now he's going to be losing so much time being at the back of this queue compared to where he would have been on track.
If I don't understand it as well. It's strange, but
Bama makes sense, but Saigate.
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to get rid of those hards, and like he was on mediums before, so he's just putting on those hards and then going back to those mediums again to at least manage the tire route. But it's I don't know what Saige was thinking, but maybe he's just gonna shush us all and end up on a podium or something with his strategy, and then we're just blown away by it. You never know. But we're gonna get this race on the way and finally getting some action. He's waiting for the safety car to go into the pits, and is waiting for Hasmania to get this race restarted once again. And I think Hasmania is gonna go. Yes, he is. And Marina, he's been ready. Marina was ready as well. He's not gonna be able to make a move going into turn 1, but at least he's not gonna lose too much time. Everyone gets away. Clearly, we are seeing Jack Hulke warming up his tires. But no big drama as of yet. We've got Shane really close to the back of Mazza, but not anything major. Ooh, we've got Charlie and Two-Spell. Is Charlie gonna go for the move? No, he's not. So it's waiting for the first bit of action.
Yeah, good start there. Good restart rather. Only 4 runners left on those softs, and they still seem to have pretty good pace. But Marina closed right up there on the back of Haz through really infamous Roland curve. And these soft guys will start to gain temperature quickly and lose grip very quickly, especially with these heavy fuel loads right at the start of the race. So be aware, they may find themselves the rear end getting a bit loose as these laps progress.
Yeah, you can see. I wanted to say that they pulled away from Dan. Well, they're doing it 1.2 seconds at best, 1.1 now. So you can see the softs are still faster, but like you've mentioned before, it's not going to take very long before those mediums are going to get quicker. So they need to make the most of it. It seems like Real Johnny has got more pace than Marina, but he can't get past him. And that's the big issue around this track. Overtaking Lil Spark and Charlie going at it. Lil Spark goes for P8. Charlie drops down to P9.
Yeah, it's one of those also that you've got to take into account. The tyre warms up much quicker, the soft, than the medium. So those restart is always going to favour those soft runners. But if you look, Dan is actually now starting to close that gap back up. It's under a second.
Oh, Jimmy James! He spun it. Roland curve.
Oh dear.
And I think he wanted to go for a move, because I already wanted to switch to it, because I saw the gap going from like 3/10 to like 1/10, not even a tenth. And when I switched to him, I saw him facing the other way. So yeah, it's not looking good. It's not being Jimmy James's race, and that's my prediction pretty much out of the window. So yeah, shame for him, but nothing to do about it.
Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, Sidegate caught behind Hilly, and DRS will be activated around you at the end of that lap. So we are now going to start to see things. We have got an ERS zone after turn 1, as well as on the main straight. But it's not activated this lap. I believe the DRS around here is that activation towards the back activates both DRS zones.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not that they take it once again after turn 1 or something. It's before the last corner, and if you get DRS there, then you will get DRS after turn 1. Even though you made the overtake, you will still get DRS.
Yeah.
Marina is losing time compared to Tasmania. 1.1 seconds now is the gap. So that is allowing Real Johnny and Jack Hawkey to keep up with the Alpine in front and maybe think about going for a move into turn 1. But Real Johnny, he needs to close that little bit more as they both run wide. Dan as well, that must be a warning, can't be anything else than that. And they need to watch out, because picking up penalties can be crucial towards the end of the race, especially if you get a very late safety car. Then those seconds are gonna be crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a bit of a battle. Two Spell and Little Spark and Max. I think a few of them would dice them out. Two Spell up into P6 now.
Ooh, we've got
Max
Charlie and Max going side by side with the DRS. Who's gonna come out on top? Max is gonna get the slipstream from Lil Spark in front. Who's gonna break late? Oh, they're both gonna break late. Max gives him a little bit of a touch, but Charlie gets in front, and Lil Spark and Two Spar now going at it. Side by side, Lil Spark round the outside with the DRS. Can he make the move stick? No, he can't. With the switchback around the outside once again. Oh, switchback once again, and he gives Two Spar a little bit of a nudge. But Two Spar stays in front, and he makes that Ferrari as big as he can.
Yeah, Two Spell had to slow down because he was taking a much tighter line. So Lil Spark didn't anticipate the fact that he was going to have to back out. You know, it's right on Two Spell for doing that. It's one of those things. But hopefully Lil Spark didn't get damage. But the DRS, Johnny's now, I think Johnny's starting to struggle. He got the Stumpy Sling all wrong on that one. I think, those tyres are starting to give up. And Dan is now comfortably in DRS zone.
Jack goes into the pits. Yeah, I think that's a smart play, because I think he's quicker than Johnny at the moment. So he wants to do the undercut to make sure he gets out in front after the pit stops. That promotes Dan up into P4. He's the first medium runner with his teammate Two Spell behind, who's been put under pressure by Lil Spark, Charlie and Max. And he's forming a little bit of a train behind him, and I think Dan is really happy to see it. But Two Spell, he needs to hold on, he needs to keep them behind for a couple of more laps to really benefit Dan. But Two Spell is doing a really good job, and if you can ask someone to defend, then Two Spell is one of the guys to ask it.
Yeah, so this is really looking good. So Dan is only 8 tenths behind Real Johnny, and obviously, and looking at the indicators, guys ahead on the softs, it is the window now to pit this lap. So that's obviously why Jack pitted earlier, because it was only the 1 lap earlier, and he will get a sizable undercut advantage, you would think. So it'll be interesting to see whether these guys do pit this lap, or they extend a little bit more, as they did have 2 laps under safety car, where they were cruising around. So it'll be interesting to see this lap. What do these guys do? Do they pit now, or do they try and extend it a little bit? Has pits, Marina pits. They all follow.
They all go into the pits.
Yeah, so they're all following with the strategy.
But are they gonna go on hards as well? Or are they gonna gamble on mediums? It is
hards
for the Aston Martin, hards for the Alpine, and it's hards for Tasmania as well. So everyone goes onto the hard tires. Jack Hawkey did exactly the same, so no difference in tire. As we see Jimmy James going past Blaze there, even before turn 1.
And look at that, in the end, Jack didn't get any advantage. That just shows you hard tyre.
He did get in front of Real Johnny.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, yeah. missed
but
out on
not
that.
in front of Marina. He probably
Yeah,
hoped to do that as well.
that's all right. And now they're on that strategy. The guys on those mediums, and it's still, I guess, Bama trying to pass Hilly for P10. All these guys on the mediums are going to extend for quite a few laps now, the run, and then they will go onto the hard tyre. Their hard tyre will be much fresher, and it will make a difference on pace.
Yeah, 100%, and especially around a track like this where grip is so important, is really gonna make a difference when you pit as late as possible. Going on board with Lil Spark. Oh,
Bama had a moment, but he was able to keep it on the island.
we've got Shane and Massa going at it. Shane got past Massa on the last turn, and now Massa has been put under pressure by Stumpy down the inside. Massa has to give the position, but he goes for the switchback.
Oh!
Is
and
he
he's
gonna
out!
defend? Oh! I couldn't see it because it switched camera.
Yeah, Muzza's out. Made contact, and that could be a safety car for
Virtual
BSC.
safety car.
Ooh, and Cygate just pitted for HUDs, so must have had wing damage. If this goes to a full safety car, then this will suit those guys on the mediums perfectly. But it doesn't look like it's going to be, because the car's already cleared.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so those guys ahead would have loved, right now, a safety car.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That would benefit their race even more, but it's a virtual safety car, and Lil Spark is praying for it to end before the start-finish straight, because otherwise he will have to stay behind that Ferrari for at least another lap. It doesn't look like it, unless it's gonna end at the final turn. Yeah, DRS enabled, but is he gonna get DRS? That is going to be the question.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. This is brilliant for Lil Spark. Is he gonna go for the move down the inside? Tuspo goes to the inside, but he leaves a little bit of a gap, and Lil Spark goes for it. What a move by Lil Spark, brilliantly done. And now he will get DRS to extend the gap even more. Oh, and Charlie goes onto the grass.
Yeah.
But Lil Spark stays in front. Tuspo has to give up that position. It's going to be very interesting to see if Lil Spark can now close back. Oh! It's the commentator's curse. He crashed it.
Oh,
he's not
such
gonna
heroics.
close in. Is there going to be a safety car?
Wow.
No.
I'm shocked that there isn't a safety car. But yeah, just lost the back end and try and overcorrect it, and then you're in the wall. I was on board with him when it happened. So
Yeah, I got the helicopter view. It was even better.
Yeah.
Well, not for him. Well, for the broadcast.
Yeah, so again, another retirement. We've got 4 people out already. And this, I mean, each time Dan... Oh, Dan's lost the back end! Dan spun it! He hasn't hit the wall, but he's lost the back end. I'm a terrible curse. I was on board with him and he spun. I was on board with Little Spark when and now he has 3-second penalty as well. And those tyres are worn. Oh no.
Damn.
But look at this. Two Spell is in the lead after being overtaken by Little Spark. And Dan's error, it just shows you how difficult it is in these conditions, especially as the tyres start to wear. Unreal. Oh, man,
Charlie! That. Oh my days! That would have been a move and a half if he put that one off.
Charlie having a couple of races. He was doing well last weekend. Oh, last week rather. But again, up towards the front end. And the 2 McLarens. Look at that. Shane and Max, P3 and 4 at the moment.
Doing brilliant as well.
Yeah. And even Jamie James, you know, he's had a bit of a tough one, but you can't count him out. We're not even halfway through it yet. And he is someone who pitted. Did he pit? No, he hasn't pitted yet. So he's P7, albeit without a stop.
Yeah, but if like a late safety car comes out
Oh
and he
yeah, he
still
saw
hasn't
it.
made his stop, then he's back in it again. So
Yeah,
still all to play for. I can't predict, or I can't really say who's gonna win it at this point in the race. It can be anyone.
yeah. And Two-Spell is holding it very strategically
Ooh,
with
Hasmania and
having enough power.
Blaze. Hasmania makes a move going into turn 1 and he gets the DRS to pull away, so that's Hasmania now up into P9. Blaze drops down to P10. It's the turn now for Jack Holke, who overtook Marina
Yeah.
somewhere the last couple of
Oh,
laps. It's now his
here
turn
comes
to get
Jack.
past Blaze. Is he gonna go for the move already? No, don't do it at that turn. At least do the turn after.
Oh, has made has had a little moment in
Roland
Roland curve, but survived just. I think this is going to be a special race. You know, I don't have a clue who's going to win.
Can it be anyone at this stage? It's going to be really important for Jack to get past Blaze as soon as possible. But Blaze, because of that mistake from Hasmania, will get DRS, so it will be even harder for the Red Bull to make an overtake on the Williams. Maybe Stumpy gets past Max, but we're gonna focus on a battle for P10, where it's going to be a net P2 in this race if Jack can pull it off with the DRS. With a move down the inside, he has to brake very late to make it stick, but he will do so down the inside. And Blaze is gonna give up the position really well up by the Red Bull, and now he can pull away together with Hasmania.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. And Two-Spell's starting to pull away now from Charlie, and in fact Charlie's under pressure from Shane. That gap's really closed in, while Two-Spell driving very well. I'm going to say on the map. And Charlie's pretty quick around this middle sector. In fact, he's helped. So I don't know if it was maybe Charlie had an error earlier in the lap, which is why he was so far down, because he's pulled so far away from Shane on this lap alone.
Yeah, Shane made a little bit of a mistake going through the Stumpy sling.
Right.
Yeah, still, it looks like Charlie made a mistake because he is closing back in. Oh, and it's Stumpy! At exactly the same place where Dan lost it.
Yeah. Back end. And he pits as well. This track bites. It's unforgiving. Absolutely unforgiving.
It is.
One of the toughest race, as in a purpose-built racetracks. I think it's one of the toughest ones to do. So different. So much like tight and twistier for a racetrack.
Blaze and Marina going side by side into turn 2. Who's gonna come out on top? They're still side by side. Blaze has to give up that position. Yes, he does.
Yeah, nice move there. P10. Oh, and has right under pressure from Jack now. Jack's got a really good turn of pace on these hards.
It's one of the first tracks where we're actually seeing a hard tire being effective. Oh, is that Jamie James? That is Jamie James going slowly. And he's got no front wing, so he must have lost it through the Stumpy sling.
And people are pitting, I think. Yeah, Two-Spell Charlie.
Virtual safety car, yeah. Free pit stop for these guys.
Yeah. But Max stays out, understandable, because it would have been a double stack. Bama pits, Jammy obviously pits for no front wing. But this really does help them. So Two-Spell is out of the pits. Is still going to go past. And so too does Jack. Just about. But they're right there. Oh, Marina. Did he pass Two-Spell?
Who's going to come out? Oh, who's going to be allowed to get in front? I think it's Marina. Or not. Ooh, yeah, Marina. Okay.
So in the end, with that safety car, means those guys on those 6 to 7 lap pressure hards Will they have that pace?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The thing is, those hards, they can go a very long way. So I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. As
Yeah.
we've got green conditions once again, and I think Marina
Oh.
has been caught sleeping because Toespel is down
Lovely.
the inside and he gets the job done already. Toespel is
Oh,
not waiting,
and
Charlie follows immediately.
Look at that. That shows the difference in tyre temperature as well. Like with those new hards working straight away compared to the older, slightly further worn hards. And there you go. So now the race part, other than Max, really, we've got the field back in their rightful positions from the pit stops. Yeah, Marina's got no pace whatsoever. It's being dropped. And look at this. Jack and Haz at it again. With the DRS, he's around the outside. Oh, they make a little bit of contact, he's done it. Jack's into P2, which will be the lead. .3 seconds
to Max, and I think that gap is gonna come down very shortly because those mediums are not gonna be feeling any better. And it will be Max praying for another safety car to come out to save his race. Otherwise, he's gonna drop all the way down to, I would say, P12?
Yeah.
P11? Between those two positions. Jammy's 3 second time penalty. 4 people now with penalties.
From bad to worse for Jammy.
Yeah.
The 2-spell. Almost, or in fact he is, he's in that DRS zone. Crucially, Haz not in the DRS zone with Jack. There we go. He gets the detection. This will help him close up. Oh, Charlie has a big moment. As here comes 2-spell closing in.
And here comes Shane as well with a move down the inside of the Williams from Blaze. Blaze is gonna hold it around the outside once again. Who's gonna come out on top? Blaze will now have the inside for the next turn. And the DRS, but Shane gets out in front with a much better exit. And I think Real Johnny is gonna follow immediately as well. Real Johnny with a move around the outside, but he can't make it stick. Blaze stays in front. P8 for him. Real Johnny has to remain in P9.
And look out for Bama. He's on 3-lap old mediums. He's going to be much quicker than the guys ahead.
And he's definitely going to go to the end on these tires.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hasmania 2-spell. And it's 2-spell coming out in front. And now Charlie is putting pressure on his teammate. Something happened with Hasmania there.
Yeah. He's not happy on those hards. They haven't got the grip. These hards, and he's letting his teammate through.
Yeah, definitely.
These hards do make a difference. Having them 6 laps fresher, there must be a window when they're brand new. The hards actually work really well, like extra level.
Yeah, but it seems like that the virtual safety car ruined the rhythm of those hards, or at least the people who were on hards before, because they're struggling. 2-spell and Charlie, they are going at it. Yeah, apart from Jack. A good mention there. Jack is the only one being consistent. The rest of the guys who were on hard before the virtual safety car seem to be struggling at this point in the race.
Yeah. Massively.
The only reason I can think, if we are seeing 2-spell and Charlie struggling after like 4 or 5 laps, then we know it's just a drop in tires.
Yeah.
If not, it definitely is because of the virtual safety car.
Yeah, still obviously these hards are still very fresh.
Oh,
Shane.
Marina losing it, coming out of Roland Curve. And now he's being put under pressure by Real Johnny.
And this thing, Blaze, he's on 16-lap old hards. And he's just past Marina, who's almost on a half the distance of what he's done.
Yeah.
At some point, Blaze has to pit, I guess. Maybe, or no, maybe he doesn't.
Well, he pitted from mediums to hard, so he's not forced to make a pit stop. And I think, knowing this track, he's just gonna go all the way. Yeah.
Jack is actually pulling away from 2-spell, despite the gap in hard. So Jack has some very good pace with the hard tyre.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we saw it when he was behind Real Johnny on those mediums, and
Yeah.
he overtook Marina very quickly on those hards, and we saw him pushing behind Hasmania. He's just shown some really good pace overall in this race, and yeah, Max, of course, he still has to make a pit stop, so it will be a net P1 for Jack, and he is praying now for it to just stay green conditions for the rest of the race, because that will give him the victory if he keeps it within the white lines.
Absolutely. We've still got 16 to go, 16 laps to go. Has no confidence. There's no grip in that car. Does he have damage?
Oh,
we got yellow.
it
That's
is yellow, and I
mine.
think that's Real Johnny. Yep. And he lost it at the chicane. Oh, and he's got. Oh, yeah. I've been in this situation before.
Unfortunate.
This is the game for you.
Dudes. Yeah, it just seems like Haz is really struggling with the grip. It's sliding all over the place. Whether it's a setup issue or the safety car, I'm not sure. But the gap between Jack and Two Spell stabilised. It was only a 10th difference on that lap. So very neck and neck, but comfortable gap for the time being for Jack. Really?
Here comes Shane! What a move down the inside. Hasmania definitely didn't expect that one. Really good move from Shane. Down the inside, late braking move. He gets it done. And nothing to do about it for Hasmania. Really well done.
Charlie's caught back up with Two Spell.
Lovely helicopter view as well. Let's just appreciate this lovely camera angle. Can't get enough of it. Oh. I love it.
Right, see, Bama's all making a move on Marina. So Bama's already making his stride through this group. He definitely has so much more grip.
Max into the pits. I assume he's gonna pit for. He's gonna pit for hearts. Okay. Here comes Bama. Is he gonna go for a move down the inside? Yes, he is. Very late move from Bama. And is he gonna get the job done? No, he's not. Marina holds it round the outside. Lovely bit of racing from the two. And Bama has to stay in P8 for now, and he won't be happy with that one. He wants to get past so desperately. What he needs to do at a place where Marina is not gonna expect it, because he will get DRS from Blaze in front.
Yeah. Ooh, little back end moving.
Yeah, that car is not stable whatsoever.
And Blaze is now really struggling. Those hards are all over the place, particularly in that second sector. That's why you know it's just the difference between people that have more grip than the others.
Ooh, look at how close that Mercedes is towards the back of that Alpine. He is gonna go for the move, you just know it, you know it.
Oh!
He's having a little look. Oh, no contact.
And even Jamie James joining you as well.
Marina!
Oh my god.
That was really close.
Yeah. You had to wait an age. There's no grip in those hards. And Marina's still going to have DRS. We've got Jamie James now joining in on this as well. And behind him we've got Stumpy. 3 wide.
3 wide. Oh my days.
And still, Marina gets through. Oh, we got yellow in sector 1. That's an Alpha. That's Stumpy off. And
How did no one crash?
I know. Well, Stumpy did.
Miracle. Yeah, but from these 5 guys.
Yeah, I know. Still, look at that. Jamie James trying to look for ways around the outside and inside. Oh, he hits the back of the Williams. And then cuts the corner. And Two Spell, look at this. Two Spell's starting to catch back in on Jack. Maybe Jack's now starting to feel those hards So obviously, as we get towards the end, those hards are going to be noticeably worn on that leader's car, and that gap is starting to come down.
Yeah, 100%. It's Tuspel getting into the rhythm. Oh, we've
yeah,
got Jamie James again.
No, it's Has. Has has spun.
Oh.
It's Hasmania. Jamie's pitted. Yeah. These hards, I'll tell you, and Obama's trying to now look around the outside. He's going to have the DRS.
Down the inside once again. Down the inside once again. Down the inside once again.
Oh no.
You saw it coming from a mile away. Marina was not going to give any room on the inside. You know it's going to happen. Obama went for it. And he has to pay the price.
It was kind of half-hearted though, move. He should have been a lot of those overtakes he tried doing. He should have been more, be a bit more committed to them. Yeah, get yourself further alongside, and you've got the racing line. And in that move, that was just a frustration. He was trying to get the move done. He was frustrated that he couldn't, and that was a great chance.
Sound like the arrogant Dutchie, but you have to do it like Verstappen. Drivers know when he is down the inside, it's over. He's not gonna give up. When he goes for a move, same for Daniel Ricciardo. He brakes late, goes for a move. He puts his car right behind yours. There's nothing to do about it. Obama, only his front wing was on the inside of Marina, so it's not convincing enough. And look at Charlie.
Slipping around.
Charlie and Tuspel, they need to make a decision, especially Charlie. Because if Charlie is going for moves, trying to make moves on Tuspel is definitely not going to close into Jack. They either need to work together or Charlie has to stay behind Tuspel, because otherwise they're not going to close back in to Jack in front. And I think that's both what they want. So they need to work together.
11 to go.
Elite. 8 lap old mediums closing into the back of Hasmania, which just spun coming out of the last turn, so those hards are feeling even worse than they already did. Although it seems like he is closing back into Marina in P5.
Marina must have had a moment.
Yeah.
Because Has is only a second behind.
And he's 10.3 seconds behind Shane.
Yeah, he must have had a moment. It'll be interesting to see how much slower this lap time is.
Hasmania went onto the curb and that lost him some lap time, and now Healy is all over the back. And with the DRS, we can maybe see the Dutchman going for a move down the inside of turn 1, but I think he's a little bit too far away, unless he's got some brilliant straight line speed, which he has. Is he going to go for a move round the outside? Hasmania gives him the room on exit. Healy has the inside with the DRS, gets the job done. Lovely move from the Dutchman in the Williams, and he puts himself up into P6. Really well done.
Yeah, lovely move. And now you just got to defend. But yeah, saying that, the gap is, the leader gap was 2.4, it's now 2.7, 2.8. So maybe Jack's been using quite a bit of ERS rather. But, he might have it just enough in the bag. He's got a big enough gap, unless those hards really start to switch off towards the end.
Stampede with the fastest lap time. Unfortunately for him, he's in P14, so he won't get an extra point for it, but at least something to cheer about on his part. Not being the luckiest race for him. Charlie still can't get past Tuspel, or maybe he's listening to what I said 2 laps before, and he's just following the wizard towards maybe Jack Hawkey, but yeah, the gap is stabilizing.
Yeah, it's stabilizing. Hasmania is now got his own little train with Max, Bama, oh, yellow. I don't know quite who that was. I might have been Blaze, actually.
Watch Charlie sliding through the chicane. Brilliant content.
That gap though, staying put.
Stompy once again with the fastest lap. Mama is pushing Max through sector 2. On 12 lap old medium, that's impressive to be fair. And a spun as well on these tires. They can't be feeling too great, but he's still putting the pressure on Max. Who, to be fair, is not normally running inside the top 10, but still. The difference in tire is huge. But was having a look once again, but just wait, have a little bit of patience and make a move and make it stick. Because this is not gonna work, this is gonna cost you even more time. Now get a good exit and with the DRS get past Max, because he won't be getting any DRS. This should be an easy job. I think Max is not even gonna fight for it. No, he's not. Mama with the DRS, down the inside, job done, up into P8, Hasmania is the next one.
Nicely done. Lap 28 of 35. Your leader is the Red Bull of Jack Hawkey, followed by Two Spell. Still getting a little bit out of shape there. Charlie P3, then there's a bit of a gap to Shane, who's in no man's land, but brilliant P4 at the moment. And then Marina is just ahead of a big scrap, which has quite a few cars involved now. It was all the way from P5 to P9.
Hilly got a little bit loose on exit through the chicane, but he stays in front. Two Spell lost 6 tenths there on the last lap, so he either made a mistake or Jack is shifting up a gear in pace. But he's doing a good job. He will be happy seeing that one. Hasmania is putting the pressure on Hilly. You can see Hilly making some slight mistakes, and he's not gonna get any DRS on a start-finish straight, so he needs to burn through a lot of ERS to stay in front. But he needs to keep in mind Hasmania has a penalty, so he can.
Oh, Charlie's getting close to Two Spell now. I think Two Spell, maybe Two Spell's starting to lose that pace. The gap's extending massively. Two Spell's lost confidence here, and it can happen around this track. You just sort of lose the grip, as we've seen. He's losing massive amount of time now.
3.8, oh my days, that's a second on the last lap.
Yeah, Two Spell's reached a point where, look at the gap, it's extending massively.
Ooh, yellow.
Oh, yellow in sector 3. That is the Alpha Stumpy. Sygate's retired as well.
Is this gonna bring out a safety car? Yes, it is. Is Jack past the pit?
Oh, no,
he's not. Oh, he's been saved. Two Spell stays out.
And Charlie does as well.
Oh.
They're going for the gamble, but
it's not gonna pay out because those softs are gonna be so much quicker.
Especially if Jack ends up pitting and coming out ahead of everyone else, which he is.
He's gonna come out ahead of everyone else, so.
Because everyone else is pitting.
But this is gonna spice up this race, and I've said it. We're gonna get a late safety car. I predicted it already. It's tier 3. You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Just as you think it's all settling down, another twist occurs. A lot of people have pitted, unsurprisingly. But as you've seen before, you can end up very quickly. We had it last week as well in Singapore. Once you get a safety car at the end of a race, it can happen again very quickly. We had multiple safety cars towards the end because everyone's frantically trying to restart.
But now, after this one, there won't be any more safety cars because then we will be within 3 laps of the end.
Yeah.
So, and DRS wise, is a thing though, because I think Jack, with a little bit of luck, will get 3 opportunities with DRS, but maybe even 2. So.
Well, yeah. There'll be another lap under safety car, so we will restart at the start of lap 32. Which means you've got 32, 33, 34, 35. You've still got 4 laps, 2 of which without DRS.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 laps.
2 laps, yeah. Lovely end of this race. 30 people watching, thank you all for tuning in. And please stick around for the last 5 laps, because it's going to be very interesting. We've got Tuspel and Charlie, 2 guys who decided to stay out on those hards. Jack pitted from the lead, now up or down, dropped down to P3, but he's on fresh softs. Healy on very old mediums, Shane on fresh softs, Max, who pitted for hard, will be kicking himself for not waiting that little bit longer, but he had to. And everyone behind on fresh softs as well, apart from Stumpy. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be an interesting one, folks. But I would, again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. Hilly, obviously on worn mediums, Max on 8-lap-old hards. Again, these guys at the soft runners are going to try and get through. They're going to be desperate. They're going to make desperate moves on a track which is quite tricky to overtake on. And that's where I think there could be the risk of... I know in theory, there's not enough laps left for another safety car, but that it has been done. In Singapore last week, the safety car came out with 4 to go, and we do restart the race with 4 to go. So if there was to be an accident on this lap that we start on, it can trigger a safety car again, albeit, then there's only essentially 2 laps left of running, which would be enough, without having DRS. So it is a tightrope. The only thing, obviously, on Jack's side is he's only got 2 guys to pass.
Yeah.
And he's got enough laps, if that's the case. And the safety car has not yet said it's coming in, unless I'm mistaken. So we are doing another lap, interestingly.
So that's...
Oh, no, we're not.
Very late call.
It must have been Stumpy, that delay. Oh, I'm sure the hard runners are really peeved, because that extra lap would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have helped him. Would have helped them a lot. So Tuspel needs to get it on the way, and he is backing up the field, waiting for a perfect restart. When is the wizard gonna go? He's gonna go now. Tuspel has made it green conditions with Charlie in P2. Jack Hockey. Shane is already past Hilly.
Look at Marina.
Oh, Marina breaking very late. Jack is already up into P2.
Oh, look at this. Marina's desperately trying to get.
Look at Bama. Bama and Max are side by side. It's gonna end in drama. You can feel it coming, but they're still out on track.
The Red Bull is all over the Ferrari. He's going to try and go around the outside.
Ben and Jamie James through Roland Curve. Side by side. This is brilliant racing.
Yeah, it was going to happen. The Red Bull has so much more grip. They all do compared to the hards.
Everyone within a second. It's a big DRS train.
But it won't be DRS.
But it won't be on this lap. They need to do it on pure straight line speed for now.
They're so close. The back, Charlie almost hit the back of the Red Bull.
Marina and Charlie side by side. Marina with much more grip. Round the outside, up into P3, and here comes Jack. Look at Jack. He is gonna make a move on Tuspel. Is he gonna go for a move down? No, he has to go a long way round the outside. Can he make it? Sticky can break so much later, but is it going to be late enough?
Go deep.
Oh, and he pushes him wide. Yeah. But Jack gets the much better exit.
Look at Marina. Look at Marina. He's gonna desperately. Oh, they shove. And Marina's gonna be there. He's gonna go around the outside. Is he? No. Great battling. Tuspel worked it so hard. But now Marina's desperately got to try and find a way through. And he's going to have... Oh no, and this is what's going to give Jack the gap now to be able to romp away. Tuspel's going to desperately try and keep hold of this P2. If he manages it, I don't know how he's going to, because DRS, you will have this next lap again without DRS.
Yeah, but after that one...
The only thing that Tuspel has on his side is Jack made the move by going off the track at turn 1, didn't he?
Yeah, but he got pushed wide. It was like Alonso and Raikkonen in real life last week.
Yeah. Yeah, but the argument is, if that was grass, Jack would have backed out. He wouldn't have tried. He wouldn't have gone along the exit.
True.
So that's the thing.
Here comes Marina.
Oh,
his mania breaks very
look
late
at
as well. Almost ran into the back.
Two spell loses it. Oh, and there's a few drivers on the grass. I don't know what happened there. I joined it a bit late. Oh, heard a bit of collisions there. Bama's up to P5 now. And Two Spell's lost loads of places.
Jamie James.
Oh,
Charlie.
Yeah, those hard runners are falling down now. And Dan's trying to find a way through.
Oh, we've got that's Hilly. Lost it in the chicane.
Max
all together with
Hilly.
Blaze. The two Williams.
Oh my god. These battles, they're too hard. Charlie gets past Two Spell. Two Spell's lost all that pace. But look at the battle you've got on for P2 right now. As we're coming to the final lap, it's like an IndyCar race on an oval.
And they will get DRS.
Marina's got no pace again. And they're all right behind him. Here we go. Oh, Jamie spins. Jamie spins in the final turn.
And here comes Shane.
Unreal. Oh. Not the great camera angle. And Shane's up into P2. It's Shane, Marina, Haz, and Bama.
And you would say it's gonna end like this, but who knows?
Oh, the Mercedes down the inside!
Is he gonna make it stick? He is gonna make it stick. That's Bama up into P4.
Oh, lovely move.
Jimmy James gets past Two Spell once again.
Yeah, there's a few warnings as well. But Jack is about to finish off what's been a very good race from him. Smart choice with soft change and wise choice with the safety car change.
Yeah, 100%. So Jack, round the final corner he comes, and he is gonna take victory here in Hungary. Shane P2, but is it gonna be P2 on track? It's not. Marina will take P2, Bama P3, Hasmania P4, Shane drops down to P5, Charlie P6, then P7 with Jamie James, P8, Two Spell. Is he gonna jump them on penalties? No, he's not. Hilly takes the final point, P10, Blaze P11. And it's waiting for Max to come across the line in P12. But what a brilliant end to this race. Once again, Tier 3 never disappoints.
Yeah, great race from those guys.
Here we have it. Jack taking victory tonight. Really well done. Brilliant race from his part. He showed great pace for, well, pretty much 35 laps. So fully deserved winner today, with Marina taking P2 on penalties and Bama P3, because Shane finished P2, but unfortunately for him had too many penalties.
Well, that was a fun race.
It definitely
had lots of ups and downs for a lot of those drivers.
And for the people who say overtaking is impossible, Bama from P19 on the grid, finishing P3. Brilliant race from him. And Jack Hawkey taking the victory. Marina P2, Bama P3, Hasmania P4, Shane P5, Charlie P6, Dan P7, Jamie James P8, Two Spell P9, Healy rounds off the top 10. Blaze P11, Max P12, Stampy P13, Saige P14, Lil Spark P15, Klaus P16, Mazza P17, Tishy P18, and Real Johnny P19, with Stampy taking the fast lap, but unfortunately for him, no extra point. We're gonna invite everyone to the commentary box. Everyone, just gonna invite everyone. Let's see. Mama is Rina and Jack. Okay. We're gonna get the Red Bull up on screen. Got Marina and Mama already in the party. Just waiting for Jack to join the party as well. Guys, make sure your audio is allowed to be shared, and then we can start with the interviews very shortly. Mama, we're gonna start off with you as you finish P3. Probably a very chaotic race on your part. We saw you were having a collision with Marina as well. Tell us your point of view, what happened there.
Yeah, I was pushing on the mediums trying to get by Marina Rat, and I think it was an okay move, but I didn't commit enough and auto spun on the curb, really.
Yeah, a very chaotic end to the race as well. How stressful was it to keep the car on track and still making those moves?
Yeah, it was very stressful. I was getting loose trying to push out of every corner. I almost ended up in the wall about 3 times on the second to last lap trying to get by people.
Did you run a little bit less downforce to make some moves on a start-finish straight, or was it just pure domination in pace that you managed your way up from P19 on the grid?
I actually ran a mostly downforce setup to get close to them, and then DRS my way past them. But that didn't help any in the last laps because we only had DRS like the last 2 laps, I think, and it was very tough to keep up with them on the straights.
Fair enough, but still really well done, mate. P3 coming from the back of the grid, brilliant result. Really well done. Enjoy it, mate.
Thank you.
Going to P2 now, Marina. First of all, congratulations on your podium. We saw you struggling a little bit with pace throughout the race. Did you expect it, or was it just the hearts not feeling that well?
At the start of my hard stint, I felt quite comfortable, but I began sliding, and I just don't know. It felt like my tires were overheating.
Did you expect a little bit more from this race, or are you happy with P2 looking at
Oh,
what
I'm
happened in
very,
this race?
very, very happy. I did not expect even to get a podium, but I got a really good restart on the safety car. So I was lucky to be in the position that I finished.
Fair enough. Yeah, not very much to ask. So congratulations on the P2, mate. Really well done.
Thank you.
Really well driven. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Going to P1, Jack. First of all, congratulations. Absolute brilliant win. Dominating pace throughout the whole race, pretty much. Did you expect this kind of result, this kind of pace, or were you surprised that you were this quick?
Obviously the race yesterday in EU4, so I had like a lot of laps under my belt, so I knew like how to drive, what to do with the tires and stuff like that. And but yeah, I was expecting me to be quick. I was think the qualifying I did time it a bit awfully to be honest. So P4 wasn't too bad, and then I got a good undercut on a Johnny in P3. So then it was just sticking with I think it's Tasmania
Yeah.
and someone else. So sticking with them, I got past them both. I think without a safety car, and then yeah, just keeping the hards under control. Really got really hard towards the end to keep it on track, but yeah, I think the safety car was actually a godsend to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because were you debating on staying out on the hards, or was it a very clear decision going towards the softs at the end?
Oh yeah, no, I was always going to do the one stop. Like, I was going to go to the end on hards, but yeah, last safety car came out. I switched to hard. I was really surprised to be honest. I wizarded and I don't know who the other guy was, but they didn't pit. So
Charlie.
that really, yeah, that really threw me off guard. So I just knew they would kind of be sitting ducks towards the end because they had no traction at the corners. So yeah, it was decent race.
How is it to keep you within the white lines around this track?
Oh man, especially when your tires go above 20%, like it's almost impossible if you want to like get a good like lap time as well.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna struggle myself as well, so yeah. Really well done, mate. Brilliant race, really dominating performance. So go enjoy the P1.
Cheers, mate. Nice one.
And that rounds off the stream for tonight. I want to congratulate everyone who finished on the podium, and thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box. It was a pleasure as always.
No worries, mate. It was a great race. Congratulations to the top three. And yeah, back for next week with more.
Back to next week for more 100%. If you don't want to miss anything from Console Speed, make sure you follow us on Twitch and on social media to keep up to date with everything related to, because we've got some big and great announcements coming very shortly. And we will be back next week as always. And as I always say, have a good one, stay safe, and goodbye.